Oh, the Gulf must pay the price. The water starts to rise and blur up the vision. Yes, we're talking about Katrina. And it's been 7 years since that water took over, and there are people getting out and taking pictures in front of our houses destroyed, trampling all over the deaths. Well, I mean, almost deaths. Rubble. That day had no black or white, because under that rubble, everyone was gray. Under that rubble, there was no red, white, or blue. At the site of 9/11, there was this family crowding together so a stranger could take their picture. You know, I really wish that guy would have just run off with their camera. That way there would have been at least one reverent person in that place. I went on another holiday. This one to Egypt. But even though the title is Pyramids, the best thing was the food. I mean, seriously, it was excellent. The pyramids were good, though. I mean, smell of oldness and mummies. Oh, so cool. The Rwandan Genocide Memorial Museum was created to remember the horrific events that resulted in the loss of 1 million lives. However, the exhibits housed in this museum are the calcified bodies of those who were massacred. Dark tourism, or the tourism of sites and exhibits of death and disaster, has historically garnered public attention. But we have now turned these sites into places to amuse and entertain ourselves, rather than quiet places for grief and reflection. With the poetry, The American Way by Kristen Johnson, Pictures of You by Ashley Wilde, Egyptian Pyramids by Biraj Montali, Katrina Tourist by Jovan Mays, and When God Happens by Mike Rosen. A program. Because when we hide behind our cameras, we cannot face our own morality. I met a man named X in the Big Easy. He explained that tour buses are weeks in the 9th Ward. I wonder how many times I've been shutter, snap, flash, click, one eye closed, trying to capture that which turns into something so lovely. I could cry over it. And sometimes I do, but it's different. It's different than being there. People don't go to ground zero to pay their respects to the dead or to their country. They visit so that they can experience the profoundness of witnessing something majestic. That morning, I went to the window. I wiped my hand along the sill. I thought, bodies. But I didn't want to wash them. I wanted to go to the roof. I did, and I saw the smoke rising, crawling into the postcards. The smell was everywhere. I wondered if they would change the postcards now. Sing the sarcophagus, and the cases, and then the heat. Oh, that made it better. Your mind tired, and so are your senses. You start to hear things. You start to feel the old days. And I guess what I'm saying is when you ask me why I always want to take a picture, I can tell you I need something. Light on lens, tangible, to remind me if I forget that machine gear, switch, click, leather, battery-operated response is not a heartbeat. When they cleared away the wreckage of the Twin Towers, they found this piece of support beam left standing in the shape of a cross. This should have marked the site as holy ground. I wish you could see the clouds forming under the clouds. I wish you could touch this smell with your nostrils every time you breathe. I wish you could run your hands along the sill and wonder how the bodies got through the door and see what it's like to live the most Beverly Hills version of a war zone and realize what war might look like, feel like, taste like in your breakfast cereal when you realize you're sitting there digging Cheerios out of a bowl when they're digging bodies out of the ground. Yes, me. Have you ever been to Poland? Did they go to Auschwitz and take back down-packed bags filled with ash as souvenirs? Or do they go to Rwanda and take wild western sepia-tone photos of men holding AKs dressed in black and camouflage, or do they go to Wounded Knee and Mount Rushmore novelty headdresses? And here we are, so stuck in our tight bonds of despair, or happiness, really. But still the pyramids. Great! A must-see, I tell you. Not of the internet or magazines, but of going to Egypt. You can't go there to confess your sins, or to feel like you've accomplished some incredible feat in getting there. That place is a wound in the heart of this country, and no matter how hard you try, you can't heal wounds by snapping pictures. And stories of struggle are only stoked if they're successful. The rest are buried in the backs of our minds like FEMA standard to fix and revisit them. To be like some sort of contributor. Like it was Disneyland, and she's buried beneath wood and metal and water that is far long settled. The rides are the people, and we bought our tickets. So someone tell me, where is the amusement? They moved the cross. Put it in a museum like a circus act for people to gawk at. And then they plowed over the ground where it stood so that they could keep up appearances. Make it look like Americans are too resourceful to waste good land and are too resilient to dwell in the past. Or to pay any heed to those who lost their lives because of it. And there she is, still buried beneath wood and metal that is far long settled, and she's terrified. The camera flashes remind her of stars that she's given up hope on long ago. Her steps making their way to the French Quarter, to the 9th Ward, sound like that levee cracking again. If a picture could show you. We would be losing the very best part about being human. I don't know when I'll learn that. So I beg you, put down your cameras. Walk away. And stop watching them burn. Oi. Okay. La 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 la. Stop being the computer's not.
What time was yours?
Ah.